You know, it's been said that knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. And without that knowledge, our people will perish. We also know that the Latin meaning of the word doctor is teacher. And your doctor's job is to teach, reach, and inspire and motivate you to get that knowledge and wisdom and to change your life and the life of your family. And what if I told you that the majority of the things that you learned about health, about healing, about wellness was wrong, or maybe even a lie? Hi, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute, and I've dedicated my life to helping people get to the root cause of their problems and end human suffering. And I've really gone about this in a very non-conventional way. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. Ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to be a physician. I've always wanted to help people solve their problems. But when I started my conventional medical training, it just didn't answer the question, why? And that's where my outside-of-the-box, non-conventional health and wellness training started. You see, not only am I a primary care provider, but I also have a doctorate in natural medicine, a doctorate in chiropractic, a fellowship in functional neurology, a fellowship in internal health. I'm a certified athletic trainer. I've got a master's in clinical nutrition and 3 bachelor's degrees in human anatomy, sports medicine, and chemistry. And I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you that I think and act differently because of that. Not only do I have a very diverse educational background, but my business background is very unique as well. I've owned and operated over 30 of my own health and wellness centers that are fully integrated practices where people would come from all over the world to be seen. I've owned and operated surgical centers across the United States. I've been a part owner of a nutraceutical company. I've owned part of a hospital system. I've been involved with pharmaceutical biological companies. I've helped train thousands of doctors across the globe on how to get to the root cause of chronic illness. And as of recently, I've been honored to be a part of the Make America Healthy Again campaign, where Secretary of Health and Human Services, Bobby Kennedy Jr., has asked me to be a part of the movement to help eradicate chronic illness and childhood illness across the globe. I've also testified in front of Congress at a federal and state level to help improve policies and remove some of the unnecessary regulations so that people can actually get to the root cause of their problems and not just manage the diseases. And over the past 2 decades, I've dedicated my life to understanding the human body at its most fundamental level. I've always been driven by one mission, and that's to find the root cause of health issues, not just treat the symptoms. Now, let me ask you this. Have you or anyone you know ever struggled with fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, leaky gut problems, chronic pain, low libido, anxiety, mood swings, autoimmune disorders, hypertension, heart disease, or liver and kidney issues? I know the list is long, but what if I told you there was a company backed by real science and real results that can help you with all of these issues and much more? Welcome to BioLimitless. I've seen firsthand how powerful the right approach can be, and that's exactly what I want to talk to you about with BioLimitless. Because the more you understand about how you are and how your body works, the better you can help yourself and help your family. Because self-care is the real healthcare, and it begins with understanding about you. At BioLimitless, we offer unique technologies backed by research and designed to help tens of thousands of people get better every single day. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the products and how they work. Let's first talk about our Cellular Reset formula. Cellular Reset is not like any typical metabolic or performance supplement on the market. It's a peptide-based bioregulator formula designed to work at a cellular level by combining strategic peptides in a specific manner in order to improve mitochondria, improve cellular repair, and improve metabolism. Some of the amazing results that you're going to have with that is rapid fat loss. We're going to shift your body from a sugar burner to a fat burner without losing muscle mass. In fact, our peptide blend has an exercise in a bottle in it where it literally mimics exercise and helps your body build muscle while burning fat at the same time and helping systemically reduce inflammation, which accelerates tissue recovery and improves endurance, helping your body rest, recharge, and operate at its full biologic potential. Now let's talk a little bit about our cell signals formula. This is a revolutionary bioregulator formula designed to optimize cellular communication and restore cellular efficiency, supporting energy, performance, and systemic balance in the human body. Listen, as we age, the production of key cell signaling molecules decline, dropping by 90% or more by the age of 30. This disrupts our cells' ability to vibrate at a frequency for energy production, detoxification, and repair. And these changes contribute to fatigue, brain fog, slower recovery, and other age-related challenges. Cell signal combines bioavailable nutrients to offset those issues and help restore optimal performance to the human body. Now, I'm sure many of you know that we're living in an era where anxiety, depression, insomnia, and mental illness are off the charts and rising. Our Neural Reboot formula is a potent tripeptide bioregulator formula designed to help rewire brain function, refire metabolic processes, and reboot cellular regeneration. This advanced blend of peptides works synergistically to restore balance at a cellular level, helping you think clearer, feel stronger, and perform at your best. This formula helps cellular renewal restoration, helps metabolic activation, cognitive function optimization. It connects the brain-gut axis, which helps maintain the communication between the neurotransmitters of your gut and your brain, and it helps with cellular vitality and is the key to longevity. Now, since we're speaking of the brain-gut connection, let me tell you about one of my favorite formulas, our Master Microbiotic formula. It is a clinically validated bioregulator formula designed to optimize gut health and recolonize the microbiome with potent spore-based master microbes and is supported by gut-healing regenerative peptide known as BPC-157, the healing peptide. Utilizing our patented phytomicroencapsulation technology, this formula delivers beneficial probiotics directly into the small intestine where we need them the most. This formula helps restore gut health, boost immune system, and enhances overall well-being in the human body. Now, in our increasingly toxic world, we are bombarded with harmful substances every single day, from heavy metals to microplastics to pesticides, herbicides, larvicides, fungicides, all these chemical toxins that make us toxic. Over 90% of Americans have detectable levels of harmful chemicals in their body that is literally killing them. Our Detox Pro Plus formula is built to combat this toxic burden and support natural detoxification in a safe, daily usable formula, scientifically backed with ingredients that bind and remove toxins while restoring balance at a cellular, genetic, and microbial level. This advanced blend also supports mitochondrial function, healthy inflammation markers, and promotes gut and liver detoxification processes. By targeting the root cause of toxic accumulation, Detox Pro Plus helps restore energy, strengthen immune function, and revitalize overall well-being while empowering the human body to function properly. Now, unlike most healthcare experts, at BioLimitless, we test, we don't guess. Now, I'm not here to discredit traditional healthcare, but if you've been searching for a better way, one that understands how your body works at a genetic and a cellular level, then BioLimitless is the answer. At BioLimitless, we know that true health starts within you. You have the power to transform your life, but it has to start with you. Self-care reimagined begins with you understanding more about yourself. Our BioLimitless DNA Discovery Kit measures over 800,000 genetic markers in your body and gives you the map and the blueprint how to live your life. If you don't understand how to live your genetic lifestyle, I don't care what vitamins, minerals, and supplements you take, you're not optimizing your production. What if there was a test that you could take from home that could measure how you should sleep, how you should exercise, what supplements you should have, when you should take them, what types of injuries your body's prone to, and much, much more. This test by itself has been an absolute game changer for thousands of my patients, and it'll be a game changer for you as well. At BioLimitless, we know that health starts from within. You have the power to transform your health, but it has to start with you. So let's get started today. Go to the link below, explore the products, and join the thousands who have found a better path to health with BioLimitless. Click the link, take control of your health, and transform your life, because self-care is the real healthcare.
Hey everybody, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Dr. Eric Nepute. Hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever in the world you are. Welcome to our AMA. I am so excited to be here. What an exciting, amazing day it's been. I see so many amazing people tuning in. It's been a epic freaking day, and I'm so excited just to have a no BS conversation with all you guys about the questions you've got about health, about what's going on in your world, and about what we can do to help you guys with that. You know, a couple things. Number one, isn't it crazy? Like, it's crazy that I'm a professional healthcare practitioner who wants to help people, but social media and other platforms don't allow us to have real conversations about what's really going on with you. Like, I can go on TikTok and watch somebody unfortunately get unalived, or watch people have the worst experiences of their lives, but I can't go on there to learn about how to reverse my type 2 diabetes or my other problems. It's just crazy. Like, how nuts is that? How nuts is that? And by the way, none of the censorship is controlled directly by people. It's all controlled by AI bots and censorships and algorithms. It's crazy. And the second thing I'm giggling about is I just got off of a Zoom call with a patient of mine in, overseas, okay, in Europe, and he calls me the Rodney Dangerfield of healthcare. He says, "You're the Rodney Dangerfield of healthcare." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You know Rodney Dangerfield, the comedian? You're the hardest working man in healthcare, and you get no respect. You got no respect." Anyway, I got a lot of respect. It's so great to see all of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I have a lot of questions that you guys sent me. But I want to get into the questions that you guys got. So let me just say, give a shout out to everybody who's with me tonight. Make sure you type in the chat where you're watching from. There's a couple things that I really want to get into tonight, and I want to get into insulin resistance and fasting. It's come up literally nonstop all day today. I'm gonna give you some scenarios in just a minute, and I want you to tell me if that's you, and then we'll get into it. So let me see who's with me so far. Make sure you guys are sharing this so that we can get the algorithm to be beat up, and so we can get more people. Hey Tammy, great to see you. More people educated. Great to see you, Tammy, up in Wisconsin. I want to let's give an update on your progress. You did the 45 easy reset. I want everybody to hear your progress on that. Joyce, good evening from Waterloo. Hope you're doing well. Susan, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hey, I'll answer your question in just a minute. Proud of you, young lady. Dr. Christine down in Texas, God bless you, sister. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Joyce, great to see you. I'll come back and answer your question as well. Christy in Tennessee, good evening, young lady. I see your sister from another mister. Julie is joining us as well. Hey, Julie, great to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. Leslie down in Colorado, great to see you. I'll circle back and answer your question in a minute. Miss Rena, good evening, young lady. Hope you're doing well. Oh, my gosh. Elaine, how are you doing? Yes, we do ship our products to Canada. God bless Canada and the rest of the world. But yes, we do that in Alberta, I believe is where you're at. That's right. Great to see you, Elaine. Hope you're doing well. Christine, hello from Manchester. Hope you're doing well over in Manchester. God bless you guys over the pond over there. Okay. Phyllis, good evening. Michelle, good evening in PA. Rose, good evening in Virginia. Linda, good evening in Virginia. Let me know where you guys are watching from so I can see you guys out there. Susan, hello in Ontario. Good evening. Good evening. Claudia in Canada. Great to see you, young lady. Good evening this evening, everyone. Miss Regina, good evening. Sven, good evening. Marcus, good evening. Jeremy, good evening. Andrew, Edward, JC, Julie, all you guys, good evening. It's great to see you wherever you are in the world. Hey, make sure you guys are dropping a memo where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out as well. Remember, tonight is our AMA. You can ask me any question you want. I'll get into it. I want to talk a little bit about insulin resistance, some of the top problems that we've got from a healthcare standpoint, like root cause issues, and then I'll answer your questions as well. So, Miss Susan, good evening. By the way, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, I believe. And by the way, thank you for the ridiculously amazing salsa, the canned veggies you brought me, and the chicken eggs you brought me. Let me just tell you something. If you guys ever want to get to the front of the line in my world, I'm not opposed to gifts. And gifts, I like food better than anything, especially good, healthy food, especially stuff that you worked on and put together yourself. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that. And my family appreciates that as well. So Susan says, hey, Doc, Good evening. And I love this question. She says, if I stop the cell reset, will I start to gain back all the weight? Okay, I lost. I did the 45 easy reset, the triple stack, then the master stack, changed my diet, lifestyle that you wanted to lose 20 pounds, improve your health. Listen to this. Hold on. You can't even see it. But what it says is, I have now lost 30 pounds, feel fantastic, and want to keep it off. My gosh, I wish I could show this whole thing. This is fantastic. I'm so proud of you. So listen, you've done something that most human beings never really fully do. You've reset your metabolism. If you've done this now for at least 3 months on, and I know you have, your metabolism's reset. When I go over your lab results with you tomorrow, you're going to see that you got really good metabolism. You got a couple tweaks that we need to make, but everybody does. Everybody has, a couple tweaks they need to make, but you're down 30 pounds, Susan. I'm so proud of you. Now, let me tell you something, and I mean this with total love and respect. Neither one of us are spring chickens. We're not 20-year-old kids anymore. And it's a hell of a lot easier to lose 30 pounds when you're in your 20s than when you're in your not 20s. Okay. So I'm proud of you. And you did it the right way. You didn't do it by taking, certain drugs or medications that shut off your digestive function or shut off your brain activity or shut off you as a human being. You did this the good old fashioned way. You used the right products in the right sequence at the right time. You change your lifestyle and you've got the benefits. So no, the answer is no. Now listen, you can't go back to your old life. If you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you've always gotten. Okay. And if you keep the change going, then you're going to keep the weight loss going and the metabolism going and the energy going. Like, what would be really cool? You know what you should do, Susan? Give me some before and after pictures. I want to get a testimonial from you. In fact, when I see you, if you're cool with it, I'd love to have a testimonial recorded with you. Just a simple, easy one. You and I can talk about what you've done. I'm so proud of you, and just you're kicking butt. So let's keep up the great work with that. So no, once your metabolism's reset, you still should use intermittent fasting. You still should use, like, to me, once somebody goes from the master stack, a lot of times they'll go from the master stack and stay on the triple stack. That triple stack and the bio basics are kind of like the basics that all humans need to be on. And then occasionally, unless you're trying to fight off certain disease or disconnecting processes like neurocognitive issues or Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever, you'll go on the master stack off and on periodically. So listen, I'm proud of you. Keep your diet the way it is. Keep your body moving. Let's get some exercise going. We're going to tweak a few things, but I can already tell you that I'm super proud of you. So congratulations for what you've accomplished. Like, this is amazing. And I know it wasn't easy, but you did it. And listen, I believe this. If you can do it, I can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So anybody watching right now, Susan's lost over 30 pounds in 6 months and is doing fantastic. I'm so freaking proud of you. Okay. Miss Joyce has a question. She says, hey, Doc, this is about intermittent fasting. She says, hey, if I skip my breakfast and my lunch, should I take all of my calories in at dinner? I'm taking about 1,200 calories. So Joyce, you may feel really full and bloated if you do it all in one meal. What a lot of people will do, which I think is great, one meal a day is great. I don't think it's great every day. I think it's great to do maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes if you move up to 3 times a week, that'll be fine. But I want you eating within a window, right? If you can eat within a 6-hour window, you're going to keep your insulin spikes close together. And remember, when insulin goes up, weight loss goes down. Okay. Insulin is your most important hormone. It's the hormone of growth or loss. Okay. Somebody type that in the chat for me. Insulin is the most important hormone, or insulin equals VIP. Just type that in there so we can talk about this a little bit, because this is one thing, Joyce, I want to talk about tonight, because I'm telling you, I've got on my list, I got asked to put together the top 8 things that I feel are root cause problems for most people. And on the top of my list, because I see it every day, it's literally one of the worst problems that humans deal with. It's insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. And so, Joyce, remember, we said every time you eat a meal, if you eat breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, etc., you're going to continually, every time you eat, your insulin spikes. Insulin goes up, all your other hormones go down, all your sex hormones go down, your cortisol level goes up. It's a problem. So yes, you can do it all. You can definitely do it all. within one meal. I think 1,200 calories in one setting, believe it or not, it's not as hard to do as many people think it is. It's usually eating a lot more junkier, crappier food. It's hard to do it eating real healthy food, but you can. So Joyce, maybe instead of having like one big meal of 1,200 calories, maybe you just focus on hitting your protein macros and getting your nutrients in at that time. So yes, you can absolutely do that. But it's hard to do one meal a day every day and get all your protein and all your macros you're supposed to get. It can be done. It can totally be done, but it's difficult to do. Okay, great question. Absolutely great question. Okay. Miss Leslie from Colorado says, hey, Doc, I have a friend. I've got a friend who had back surgery. His nerve at L5-S1 got super irritated during surgery from being moved around, and now he's got nerve pain and numbness in his foot. Is there anything he can do to help with that? Okay, so listen, he had a mechanical injury that caused the irritation in the first place. Now, irritation is also a chemical problem. So here, do this and go do this. Have him do this right now, okay? Number one, Leslie, go get him on. Tell him he's got to get on magnesium glycinate. Have him do 300 milligrams twice a day. So 300 milligrams earlier in the day and 300 milligrams later in the day. Let's get that to calm down. Magnesium glycinate calms down nerve pain. Okay, that's a big one. Number two, get him on some methylcobalamin. So that is the methylated form of B12. It's in our cell signal formula. The cell signal formula calms down nerve pain as well. Okay, but get him on methylcobalamin. Okay, methylcobalamin. It's in this formula, and get him on between 500 and 900 micrograms mcg of B12. Okay, write that down. Okay, write that down. So 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate in the morning and at night. So twice a day, 600 total, and get him on methylated B12, methylcobalamin, and get him on like 800 to 900 mcgs a day of that, okay? That can be taken all at once if he wants to, no problem. Go get some omega-3 fatty acids, omega-3 fish oils, and get it from small fish. Get it from either sardines, krill, something like that, and put him on, listen, do 3 grams a day. Do 3 grams of omega-3 fish oils twice a day, okay? Try that. Have him use ice on the low back and on the hamstring and on the calf. Let me say it again. Ice at the same time on the back of the hamstring, so the back of the leg and the middle of the calf muscle. Ice is on for like 20 minutes on. Leave it off for an hour, hour and a half. Try that first, and let's see if that helps. That'll help expedite some of the pain and help the numbness and tingling return. It will get better. I don't know what surgery they did, but try that first. We do that with a lot of our patients that have issues with nerve irritation. Miss Julie says, hey, a while back, you mentioned something about moles, freckles, dark spots being caused by liver problems. Yes. Okay. So yes, of course. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about a couple things. All right. So when we talk about skin, we always, anytime there's skin issues, Julie, we got to talk about the liver and we got to talk about the intestines. Okay. Now we got to talk about one thing that trumps that. Now, let me see if I have a picture of this. I think I do. Let me find it. Hold on. Yep, I do. Okay. It's not the greatest picture, but let me show you this. So, okay, Julie, look here. See where there's skin tags right here? Skin tags and moles. And see how this lady's got some dark spots on her neck. We can also get it like on the back of the neck. It can also happen in the armpits and in the legs. It can happen amongst the midsection as well. That's a sign of insulin resistance, okay? Which is a problem that most people have, all right? It's a problem most people have. Somebody type insulin resistance in the bottom and I'll talk about it. I promise. If you put in insulin resistance, I'll talk about it. It's a really important conversation because getting insulin resistance under control is really the key to a lot of your issues. And so let's talk a little bit about moles, freckles, and dark spots, okay? Sometimes they're referred to as liver spots. Sometimes they come and they go. As your body detoxes, sometimes you might see, and the older we get, the thinner our skin is. Now, that's physically, because emotionally our skin gets pretty damn thick, right, Julie, after all the stuff that we've been through. So the reality of it is that it's a lot of times it is a liver issue. Okay. So make sure you're drinking your fluids, you're doing your hydration. I know you're doing all your supplementation, but if you've got a dark spot, okay, forming across the midsection, is there any pain with it? Okay. Take a picture of it and send it to me as well. Okay. That way I can see it. And does it feel raised up? Or is it rough? Is there anything on it like that? Because there could be a couple other things that are going on with that. But usually people will call them sunspots, and it's really skin spots. It could be your melanin, okay, sometimes gets clumped together whenever you've got some other imbalances in the body. But when the liver's trying to clean itself up, sometimes it can cause some of those spots in the body. It's not always a bad thing, but I'd like to see if there's anything else that we need to do on it. So take a picture of it and send it to me. You got my number, and we'll take a look at it from there. Okay. All right. So I want to talk about a couple other things. By the way, hey, Miss Sheila, great to see you. Hey, Steph, great to see you. Denise, always great to see you. All right. So I've got a question here from Kazumi. Kazumi says, by the way, Kazumi, where are you coming from? Let me know. Mark below where you're watching from. Everybody, let me know where you're watching from, and then type in below, what do you want to talk about? Type it in and I'll talk to you about it. Okay. So Kazumi says, hey, my good morning, doc. My husband's using GLP-1 injections, but the injection is not working. Okay. He can't stop sugar, coffee with sugar, sweets, etc. I ordered Cell Reset. Is this something that would work for him? Yes. Okay. So let me explain something to you. Cravings. Usually sugar cravings come from two things, okay? Sugar cravings come from two things, and it's not bad willpower, okay? Number one, usually there's an overgrowth of bad bacteria in the body. Usually candida overgrowth, sometimes parasitic overgrowth, but candida overgrowth, the candida hijacks a part of your nervous system called your enteropathic nervous system or enteropathic system, and that hijacks your cravings. And it makes you crave the foods that feeds those bacteria. So sugar feeds a lot of these bad microbes in the system, candida, E. coli, etc. So number one, we got to kill out the sugars with him. So one of the things, have him start sipping on. I mean, I drink a lot of yerba mate tea. Okay, I use yerba mate tea. I use the tea I'm drinking right now is called Una Mate. It's a Una Mate tea. It's a company called Unicity. I've been using this formula for a while. It works fantastic. I drink 2 to 3 of these yerba mate teas a day. It kills off candida. It helps set up the environment inside the body to get rid of insulin resistance. And it also helps the body deal with sugar cravings. So I use yerba mate tea. The other thing that I would do, Kazumi, see if you can get your husband to start getting some baking soda in his daily routine. Go get some organic baking soda. All right. Type down in the bottom, organic baking soda, not Arm & Hammer, but organic baking soda. If you get a half a teaspoon of organic baking soda, have him do a spoonful of this in water with some lemon and some sea salt, like a pinch of salt in the evening time, and have him do it first thing in the morning. That will get an alkalinity in his GI tract a little bit, especially in the lower bowel area. And that creates an environment that is not conducive for parasites, candida, all these other bad bacteria. Killing that off can help immensely. And then the secondary thing is we got to get the insulin under control. If he can't lose weight, it's insulin resistance. You guys, anyone who's having trouble losing weight, 99.9% of the time, it's insulin resistance. Okay. So how do we deal with insulin resistance? Kazumi, I just did our half hour to help this morning, and I'm going to do another one tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can go back in social media and rewatch this thing, but it's all about insulin resistance. And so there's a couple things that I would have him do. Number one, the Cell Reset, hands down, no brainer, will help quiet the food noise. It'll help his body shift from a sugar burn to a fat burn. By the way, I really like with the Cell Reset, the cell signal formula, because it's got a ton of BHB in it. BHB is an exogenous ketone. It helps me fast. Like, these are two formulas that I take, yerba mate tea and Cell Signal. It helps me fast. The longer I can fast, the less I have problems with insulin. The less I have problems with insulin, the less I have problems with everything. You want to live a long, healthy, fruitful life? get your insulin under control. Okay. So you can use the cell signal, the cell reset, yerba mate tea when he eats his meals. Okay. Let's talk about the sequence of food. Okay. So Kazumi, write this down. So sequence of food, when he eats a meal first, he gets some fiber. Okay. I use a, dang it, I don't have any down here. I'll show you guys in the morning. I use a phylum husk, psyllium husk, whatever you want to call it. I use the psyllium husk fiber. I take a scoop of it, put it in my water or my drink twice a day. I do it before my first meal and before my second meal of the day. So fiber coats your intestinal tract and it blocks your body from absorbing a lot of the sugars. If you can block sugar absorption, even little bits over a long period of time, that'll stop him from having those cravings. If the GLP-1s are not working, stop doing those because the juice is not worth the squeeze. Trust me on this, okay? So number one, when he eats a meal, have fiber first, okay? Number two, eat protein and fats off of your plate second. So fiber first, eat protein and fats second. Protein and fats are going to fill you up. It's that savory foods. Use a lot of good, healthy, organic salt. Salt gets rid of sugar cravings. So does eating good fats like eggs, avocados, coconut oil, MCT oil, extra virgin olive oil, things like hemp oil, krill oil, omega-3 fish oils. All of those are fantastic, okay? But eat the protein and the fats off the plate first before, then third, you eat your cooked vegetables or slightly cooked or slightly raw vegetables. Then you eat the carbohydrates. By the time he gets to the carbohydrates, he won't want them or he'll only want a little bit and he won't have that sugar spike. Kazumi, if we can stop those spikes in those sugars with eating meals this way, that's going to be huge. And then getting him on the cell reset, the cell signal, and have them start drinking some yerba mate tea without sugar in it. It's good tea. It's great. That'll curb his appetite as well. Start that, please. And then keep me posted. If you're having any issues with that, please, pretty please with sugar on top, please get with me and let me know and I'll help you deal with that. Okay. All right. Very good. Hey, Stephanie, hope you and your family are great over in Indiana. Claudia, good evening, young lady. God bless you as well. Okay, we've got, Kazumi's in Australia. Yes, we can send things to you. Australia is a bit of a pain in the butt, but we will do it, okay? God bless you. Okay, so Denise says, hey, Doc, from Missouri. By the way, great to see you. My hubby has had his gallbladder removed. Since losing the gallbladder, he almost always immediately has bowel urges after a meal. Totally, because when you eat fats, normally your liver contracts and pushes bile into the gallbladder, and then it slowly drips into the intestines. Now you don't have that gallbladder buffer. It now goes directly into the intestinal tract, and it makes him greasy with his bowels. You guys make sure you're sharing this, okay? I see a lot of you guys that are sharing, but a lot of you haven't shared yet. Share this message tonight, please. So here's what I would tell you to do. You said when you travel, he won't eat to avoid having constantly making bathroom stops. Is this condition something? So here's what I would do. Put him on 3 things. Number 1, get him on the Biozyme, okay? Get him on the Biozyme plant-based multi-enzyme that has amylase, lipase, and protease in it. Give him 1 or 2 of these with each meal, at least his big meals, like his lunch and his dinner or his breakfast and his lunch, okay? So give him 2 of these. That will help take the pressure off the gallbladder and the liver. That's a big one. And then get some ox bile salt. Take some ox bile salt with a meal as well. And let's see if that helps by itself. Now, do both of those and let's see where he gets with that. And then, Denise, get him on magnesium glycinate if he's not as well. Like 300 milligrams a day of magnesium glycinate is a good dose to be on if you've had gallbladder issues. A lot of times that can help with that immediate emptying of that sensation of bowels. How long has it been since he's had his gallbladder removed? Usually within the first 12 to 14 months, we get a lot of these symptoms. Then the body starts to regulate itself. If it does not, then there's probably some stress on the liver, and doing a little liver detox would be good. And let me know and I'll help you with that. But I would do the the biozyme, that's what I do with my patients. Ox bile salts is a big one. And then magnesium glycinate, 300 milligrams a day. Okay, so that's a great place to start. Miss Annie says, hey, doc, what does it mean when you have white spots show up on your skin? Well, it could be a couple things, all right? Usually if you've got like patches of white, that's a sign, vitiligo. It's a sign of an autoimmune dysfunction in the body. That means that there's something else going on. By the way, please hear me on this. Whatever autoimmune symptoms you've got, by the way, Annie, if there's one autoimmune issue, there's probably at least another 2 or 3 that's going on. They always go in multiple pairs because nobody really ever gets one autoimmune symptom. They usually get multiple symptoms and they're categorized in different diseases, but they all have the same genesis. Okay. So Annie, to fix autoimmune, you got to get insulin resistance under control. You got to detoxify the body the best you can. You got to get your autonomic nervous system under control, so stimulating the vagus nerve. You've got to get your gut microbiome balanced. Those are the biggest things that you should do. So what do you do? So what do I do with people who have autoimmune issues? Number one, I typically put them on a ketogenic food plan. A dirty keto. I'm a fan of vegetables. Okay, so heavy protein, heavy good fats, and vegetables. I have them eat 2 meals a day, intermittent fasting. I have them really prioritize protein, Annie, where women are prioritizing 100 to 120 grams a day of protein. I give them a plant-based multi-enzyme with each meal because every single person who has dysautonomia or autonomic nervous system dysfunction has some problems with digestive enzymes. We also put them on a detox protocol where we give them the Detox Pro Plus formula. That Detox Pro Plus formula pulls out the toxins and it puts the minerals back in the body, which low minerals are always a cornerstone of any autoimmune issue because you have poor absorption. I mean, almost every autoimmune issue is poor absorption. Then we work on cleaning up the liver. So the Detox Pro Plus mixed with the Cell Signal formula is amazing for liver cleaning up, big time. And then we repair the gut microbiome by putting them on the master microbiotic formula. And I have them do that, Annie, for a minimum of 6 months. Then I recheck their levels. It wouldn't be a bad idea to get some blood work done to look at your ANA, okay? ANA titer test. ANA is a test that can measure for autoimmune and dysautonomia as well. And then I always put them on vagus nerve exercises to do at home, Annie, because when the autonomic nervous system, the autoimmune is the autonomic nervous system and immune system's disconnected. It's a disconnection. That's all it is. Remember, you're not diseased, you're disconnected. Okay, so reconnecting that connection by doing some by doing things that sorry, my wife just messaged me. It's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Okay. Sorry, when my wife messages me, everything focuses on that. Autoimmune issues are always there's a vagus nerve component. There's a brain gut component to all of it. So doing some vagus nerve exercises like putting cold water on your face for 30 seconds, 2 to 3 times a day, humming, singing, going outside and grounding, gargling, there's massaging the carotids, massaging the back of the ears, massaging the back of the skull. Those are all great for vagus nerve stimulation as well. Okay. Dina, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Miss Ann, good evening. Always great to see you as well. Hey guys, Dr. Eric Nepute here doing our AMA. If you have questions about anything, put them in the chat below and I'll be happy to answer those about anything from a health and wellness standpoint. Okay. Tammy, holy cow. That's amazing. Tammy says, hey doc, 45 easy reset. I did. I'm 73 days into this thing. I got to take a picture of that. That's awesome. Good job, Tammy. Wait, let me try again. That was a crappy picture. Awesome. So Tammy's 73 days into the 45 easy reset. That means she's doing multiple rounds of it because 45 days is 6 weeks. I put it in that 6-week segment so you can take it in bite-sized chunks, no pun intended. And once you get used to doing this consistently, you can make this part of your lifestyle, right? This is fantastic, by the way. I'm super proud of you, Tammy. This is fantastic. Susan, I'm proud of you as well. You're doing the same protocol. Tammy's down 27 pounds, 51.75 inches down. Absolutely 100% works if you put the work in. That's the key, Tammy, with anything. If you put in the work, it freaking works. If you don't, it doesn't, okay? Dr. Christine, you're spot on. Insulin is the VIP hormone. Look, if you've got, listen, how many of you all know people that have this going on? Any of these symptoms that you see right here? Anybody know people that have any of these issues? Number one, they crash after a meal. If you crash, if you eat food and you crash, that's insulin resistance all day, okay? It's insulin resistance and low enzymes. Insulin resistance and low enzymes. That causes crashing after a meal, okay? What else do we got going on in here? If you've got strong cravings, if you have crazy cravings for sugars or carbs, especially with a meal or right after a meal, like if you don't feel satisfied unless you have some bread, that's insulin resistance, okay? If you don't feel satisfied until you have a little piece of candy or some ice cream after your meal, that's insulin resistance. You got a higher risk of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, all the things because of that, okay? If you get brain fog all the time, brain fog is linked to so many things, but insulin resistance is at the top of the freaking chart, okay? By the way, you guys, I love that you're giving Susan and Tammy accolades in here. That's what I love about this community. We support each other. We support each other's successes, and we support each other when we're going through the crap. Because if you go through the crap, on the other side of it is amazing, all right? Now, back to insulin resistance. Irritability if you don't eat. If you go a couple hours, you guys ever see those Snickers commercials where, you know, if they go a couple hours without eating, they turn into this like really hangry type person? Being hangry is an insulin resistance issue. So if you go more than 2 to 3 hours and you can't eat, you feel bad, you get dizzy, lightheaded, your sugars crash, you have insulin resistance. That's a problem. Okay. If you have difficulty losing belly fat, no matter what you do, that is insulin resistance all day long. Okay. This is the big deal. Insulin resistance is a big problem that most of us have going on and we don't deal with. Listen, I had insulin resistance for decades, didn't know about it, didn't know what to do with it. Now I've got it under control. Now I can gain muscle easily. I can burn fat easily. I've got energy for days. My vision is improved. Many of you guys notice that I don't really wear my glasses much anymore because I fixed my insulin resistance. Blood pressure normalizes, cholesterol normalizes, toe fungus goes away. Yep. If you got a lot of fungus in your toes that will not go away, that's a sign of low blood supply to your extremities. That's a sign of insulin resistance. Insulin resistance shows up sometimes years or decades before type 2 diabetes shows up. Okay. If you have difficulty losing weight, especially around the belly or the neck, insulin resistance. If you wake up hungry after you eat, even if you take a nap, and you guys, I have that, and my middle daughter has that. And if you have that, you have insulin resistance. You're genetically predisposed to insulin resistance. So I get up after I have a nap. I nap every once in a while, usually on Sundays, or after I have go to sleep. I wake up and I'll start drinking my yerba mate tea, or I'll have a protein shake because that helps offset that insulin resistance setting. You got any of those symptoms, or if you're waking up between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock regularly in the morning, that's liver affecting by insulin resistance. If you're waking up between 3 and 4 every morning and you cannot go back to sleep, that is insulin resistance negatively impacting your cortisol. If you go to sleep but can't stay asleep, you wake up every couple hours, that's insulin resistance as well. And you could be skinny as a rail and have insulin resistance. And I know a lot of you are working on fixing your insulin resistance right now. And if you got puffiness and inflammation look in your face, if you got skin tags, if you got dark velvety skin that's kind of like, you know, rough a little bit, that's insulin resistance. If you've got this, it's called a gibbous hump, if you've got this gibbous hump in your body, that's also insulin resistance. They call it a buffalo hump on your back. Those are insulin resistant signs. If you have diabetes, you're insulin resistant. Okay. If your sugars drop, you get anxiety and depression a lot, that could be insulin resistance as well. So there's so many things that are caused by insulin resistance. That's why it's such a primary driver for health problems. Okay. All right. Hey, Kelly, good evening. Great to see you. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. Okay. This is so good. Okay. Awesome. Christine says, some reason the sound keeps going in and out. Are any of you guys having trouble with sound? I'm just going to tell you, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I wish maybe there is. Maybe you guys know a platform that we can all communicate on, that I can just be real Dr. Eric and not have to worry about curtailing what I have to say and can say. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't tell you the truth about your health issues because why? Because social media doesn't want me to? Why don't they want me to? Oh, because Big Pharma is a big advertiser for them, and so is Big Food. And so fat and sick keeps their pockets paid. Anyway, it is what it is. All right. All right. Susan says, I'm having trouble getting 100 grams of protein in a day. Do you have any suggestions? Yes. Go get some protein shakes. All right. Let me tell you that there are a couple protein shakes that I like that work well for people. Number one, and write this down. Write these protein shakes down. Okay. Number one is organic grass-fed, protein powder extract. Beef protein powder extract. Okay. Go get a grass-fed protein powder extract. Beef protein powder extract. Okay. Comes in a little white and green jar. I do that almost every day. A scoop of that. Okay. A scoop of that's about 25 to 30 grams of protein. Okay. That's a big one, Susan. Do at every meal, have a protein shake. Okay. You can also get organic or grass-fed isolate whey. Isolate whey protein's okay for most people. Isolate's fine because it's 90% concentrate protein. So you're getting pure protein in your system. If you're not a meat eater, if you're not a beef person or a whey person, go get pea protein or hemp protein. Okay. But start doing 1 or 2 protein shakes a day. Susan, if you get 25 grams from protein shake, you do 2 of those a day, that's 50 grams right there. Then all you need then is like 5 eggs or 3 eggs and a hamburger, 2 hamburgers and 2 eggs to get a total of 100 grams of protein a day. You can do it. You can do it. Get some protein shakes. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay. Rena says, is cholesterol 260 high? For anybody? No. Okay. 260 cholesterol tells us nothing. Okay. Please listen to me. Okay. I wish I had a notepad to write this down on, but I don't. So you're going to have to help me write this down. Somebody write down total cholesterol is irrelevant. Total cholesterol is irrelevant. It's what the cholesterol is made up of that's important. So let's go through a cholesterol panel, because if you have, so you got total cholesterol, then you have HDL. If your HDL is above a 50, that cancels out almost all total cholesterol numbers. So if your HDL is above a 50, oh, wait a minute. I think I've got, let me see. Give me 1 second. Somebody type in HDL above 150. That's what I want to see. I think I've got one here. Darn it, I don't. I thought I had a cholesterol chart on here. I'll get one for us to look at. All right, I got them, but I'll bring one up. Okay, so total cholesterol is irrelevant, okay? If HDL is above 50, you're metabolically flexible and total cholesterol is irrelevant. Your doctor who tells you that you should get on a statin because your cholesterol is 260 is either a moron, an idiot, or they're just lazy, or all the above, okay? Or ignorant, or all the above. And I mean that with love. That's just true. That's just real. Because 260 tells you nothing. If HDL is above a 50, your cholesterol levels, you have metabolic flexibility, you're good. Okay. The second level is, the next number is your LDL. Okay. So LDL, when LDL elevates, all that tells us is that you're either eating a high protein diet, a high fat diet, or your liver's trying to clean itself up. LDL by itself is not a gold standard number. So LDL by itself is irrelevant. Okay. Now, if you take your triglycerides, if triglycerides are elevated, that's a problem, okay? So when you look at the 260, you got to look what the 260 is made of, Rena. If HDL levels are above a 50, that's good, okay? If triglycerides are above 150, we got a problem. Either you weren't fasting before this test, or your body has insulin resistance, okay? Correcting the insulin resistance will fix the triglyceride levels. Another powerful number For metabolic flexibility, write this down, is your triglycerides divided by HDL. So write that down, triglyceride divided by HDL. That is a powerful number. That number, as long as it's below a 2, that means you're metabolically flexible. Okay, so the whole idea behind cholesterol is you got to understand what cholesterol is. Cholesterol is a repair hormone. Cholesterol is needed to make testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen. Cholesterol is needed to synthesize vitamin D. Cholesterol is needed to repair the cell membrane. Cholesterol is needed to fix the brain. The outside layer of your nerves are all made of cholesterol. So if you have nerve damage or if you have anemia, that could cause cholesterol to go up. The question needs to be, why is the cholesterol up? And just because is ridiculous. And if all you're doing is trying to treat and lower cholesterol without figuring out why, Rena, that's like putting a piece of tape over your check engine light in your car and not fixing the reason why the check engine light's on in the first place. Does that make sense? Like that is a triglyceride, that is a cholesterol 101 overview. Now, if you're a conventional cardiologist that's out there and you've drinking the Kool-Aid and you don't really deal with overall health with people and all you do is manage the numbers of cholesterol and you get paid by managing those numbers, then you're going to have a difficult conversation with those doctors as well, because they're going to want everybody on a statin. And the whole idea is finding out, why is your cholesterol high? And yes, there can be genetic predispositions. But if there is, like looking at all of your levels, like looking at cholesterol by itself is not giving you a snapshot, okay? Looking at APO genes, looking at APOB genes, looking at all these precursors is important. If vitamin D is low, that can cause cholesterol to go high. If your cortisol is high or low because you're under stress, that can cause cholesterol to go high. If you're in a lot of pain, that can cause cholesterol to go high. I mean, there's a lot of things that can cause that to be an issue. And this is so old school and archaic. If doctors are managing your health by looking at your cholesterol numbers, you're talking to the wrong doctors. Please let me know what questions you have about that, okay? Or if you need me to clarify, I will. Brian says, my wife had 3 tests done from 2 different hospitals. They were negative, but she's still freezing feet, etc. Is this a parasite? Brian, I don't know. I don't know what test your wife had. If you could give me an idea what test she had, because I mean, I get it. You don't know what they're testing for, but like if she's freezing, if her feet are freezing, what's your circulation like? Does she have good circulation? What's your thyroid like? And if all they did was a TSH test for thyroid, that's missing the mark. They need a full thyroid panel. TSH, T3, T4. You need a thyroid antibody test, and you need a D3 and a cortisol test as well. If her feet are freezing, she could have compression of the disc in her spine. The nerve that comes out of L5 in the back controls the blood supply, circulation, and muscles in the legs and feet. Does she have a history of back pain, Brian? Okay. Is she constipated a lot? If she's not having at least 1 bowel movement a day, there could be a GI problem that's contributing to this. Something's going on. Could it be a parasite? Sure. Is it probably? Probably not. But there's something going on. So Brian, let's get her with a functional doctor who can run some functional tests, because I'm telling you, hospitals are, man, they're not the place to be at all for a lot of stuff. Most times all you get there is a really high bill, and that's about it. Okay. Ann says, hey doc, I take a bone builder supplement for bone support for my chiropractor. It has calcium and MCHC in it and dicalcium phosphate. I was told it's better than regular calcium. Can you explain the difference? Yeah. Let me tell you something. Man, I don't ever recommend calcium for my patients unless I see a blood test that they're low in calcium. Ever. I probably only recommended calcium. I mean, I've literally seen hundreds of thousands of patients, looked at hundreds of thousands of blood tests, tens of thousands of genetic labs. I've only recommended calcium with a handful of people. If you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, you need more protein, you need more enzymes. Calcium by itself is not the solution. You're going to build more bone with boron and trace minerals than you are with calcium. Usually calcium is pretty plentiful in the body. If you've had blood tests done that has shown low calcium, then I would supplement calcium. Listen, the vitamin, she's asking about D3K2. You guys can go to our website, BioLimitless, and purchase vitamin D3K2. You can go purchase that right now. People are buying that all over the globe. It's there. It's ready. It's this formula. It's my favorite formula. And by the way, vitamin D3K2, this is in what we feel is the perfect blend. It's 5,000 IUs per tab and 100 mcgs of vitamin K per tab. It's the MK7 form, the best absorbable form there is. And we put extra virgin olive oil in here. So most adults will take 2 of these a day. Most kids will take 1 a day or 1 every other day. But there's so much more to build bone with. And can you give me a reason why you're taking a bone builder? Do you have osteoporosis or osteopenia? What's going on with that? And what's your protein consumption? And are you taking a mineral, a multi-mineral with your deal as well? By the way, boron, you guys should look up boron. Boron's a powerful deal, okay? Insulin resistance, you're 100% right. Totally love it, okay? Julie says, I've been following your protocol and I've lost 10 pounds. You're a freaking rock star. By the way, not only have you lost 10 pounds, how about the fact that you don't you don't have to take you don't have to do freaking surgery for your Achilles that they told you were going to need. It was going to cost you thousands of bucks and be in a boot all summer so you can't ride your Harley because you're a Harley girl, and I love that about you. And now you're doing the right thing. So I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Ashley, good evening. Hopefully you're doing well. Marcy, what's up, sister? You and your husband, get your butts up to see me in St. Louis. I miss you guys. I got a couple folks coming up from the lake. Maybe you can catch a ride with them. Come see me. I miss you guys. I know you're busy. I know this is busy season for you guys, but I want to see you. I miss you, and we'll talk to you guys really, really soon, okay? Have a blessed day. Tammy, hello in Alberta. God bless you guys up there. Brian, so I have there's only one place that I practice right now. Okay. I used to have 30 plus practices. Now there's one that I stay in. My main practice is here in St. Louis, Missouri. I do virtual consultations. I'd rather see you in person because there's something about that energy, face-to-face, person-to-person, belly-to-belly. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. You can go to, here, let me just show you this. Our website, it's really easy. We're pretty darn busy, but I'm happy to see you guys. I'd love to see you. In fact, Brian, let me show you this. This is my site. You guys can go check us out for our brick and mortar facilities. This is, there we go, neputewellness.com, Nepute wellness.com. You guys can go to that site, see what I'm all about, what we do. You guys can go there, see the services and cool stuff that we do. This is all about self-care. It's Nepute Wellness powered by BioLimitless. This is what to expect on your visit. This is all the cool stuff that we do. These are the therapies and treatments that we offer. This is real healthcare. This is real healthcare. Real healthcare begins with finding out about yourself, doing DNA testing, running real blood tests, getting EMGs, and looking at all these amazing diagnostic tools that we've got and therapies that we offer. There's my doctor, Dr. Patrick, right there in our physical therapy department. We do comprehensive blood panels, brain functional testing, urinalysis, detox protocols, and much, much more. So you guys can go to our site. You can book with us there. We do virtual appointments and we do appointments in person. Okay. I'm happy to do all those with you guys, Brian. No problem. Okay. Great question. So I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. Hey, by the way, Brian, God bless you for your service, brother. Okay. Love our veterans. Love all you guys. So proud of you guys. All right, Kim. Kim wants to please talk about microplastics and the plastic coatings around the pills. What plastics around what pills? The pills that we use, we make all of ours either from vegetable capsules, or I'd rather make them from gelatin capsules that comes from beef. But because there's people on the planet that don't like to have beef and they're weird about it, and I don't have time to explain to people that gelatin is not, anyway, we use gel caps primarily for ours. We don't use plastic in any of our stuff. Plastic is everywhere. It's hard to avoid. You're never going to avoid it, Kim, 100%. That's why our detox formulas, we put it in these acrylic glass bottles. By the way, this is a unique formula. No one's ever done this before, right? And so we got some new dropper tops on these that are big ones now. I don't use the droppers, okay? What we do with our patients and what I do with my family is every day, this is our Detox Pro Plus, I use a half a teaspoon in my fluids, half a teaspoon. So boop, that's about a half a teaspoon right there, okay? I mean, you know, give or take a little bit. And then you know what's good with this right here? You can stir it up with this, all right? Don't overthink this, you guys. People overthink things too much, and that's part of your problem. You get, what do we call it whenever you overthink things? Analysis paralysis, okay? You're overanalyzing things. These little droppers are hard to pick up all the minerals in here because this has a ton of Shilajit in it. Somebody write down Shilajit is the shit. By the way, one of you guys brought me a t-shirt on that, so thank you for that. But that's it. When you use detox, that's the formula you use. Drink half a teaspoon down once a day. About a third of a teaspoon for your kids is fine. Half a teaspoon is great for everybody. Cheers. Drink this down. So you want to try to avoid as much plastic as you can. We just did a huge presentation recently on microplastics. We have a whole guide that we give people. It's our toxic guide that helps people get rid of microplastics in their body. So try the best you can not to preserve your food in plastics. Try not to, definitely don't cook in plastic. That's a big one. I just showed this actually today. Let me see if I can find the right one. You know, microwaving is a problem, right? But most people don't know why. And by the way, there's a lot of controversy about magnesium. There's only a controversy to people who really don't understand what's really going on and just get their information from social media. I'm looking for something for you here, Miss Kim. I think this is it. Is this it? No, it's not. Man, maybe I guess I didn't put it in here. These things are so tiny. I was going to show you the difference between microwaving in plastic and microwaving in glass. I'm not a big fan of microwaves at all. But if you microwave in plastic, it literally 40x's the amount of plastic that gets in your stuff. That's why I love drinking out of mason jars. You know, ever since I was a kid, that's what we drank out of. And my wife calls me a redneck hillbilly for it, but I love it. It just feels good. It feels natural. It feels safe. It feels amazing. It's awesome. Okay. Awesome. 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 So yeah, Kim, we don't use plastic coating on any pills that we use. We use gelatin. So be careful when you get your supplements or drugs, make sure you know if it's plastic or not, because a lot of them are. All right. I'll answer some of those other questions tomorrow. Okay. Rose says, how do I get my liver to stop hurting? All right. Well, that's a big loaded question. So I'm assuming you're having pain, Rose, or Rosie, however you say it. I'm sorry. The left side of your rib cage, kind of around, you're getting pain on the left side here. I'm sorry, on the right side here. the left side's your stomach. The right side is your liver. Okay. The right side here around the rib cage. And are you getting right-sided upper trap and shoulder pain? Those are signs of liver gallbladder problems. So number one, almost always with liver issues is insulin resistance. So use the protocols and methods we talk about with insulin resistance, like avoid sugars, avoid eating more than 2 meals a day, minimize your carbohydrate load. When you eat food, have some fiber first, then have your protein and your fat, then have your cooked vegetables. Then if you still have to have it, have a carbohydrate, minimize those carbs. Get some milk thistle, Rose. Start having 1,000 milligrams a day of milk thistle. Milk thistle is fantastic for liver detoxification. So is dandelion root tea. Dandelion root tea is amazing. But I'm going to tell you, if your liver's congested, here's what I do with my patients, okay? Here's what I do with my patients. Just listen to me, okay? Here's what I do with my patients, all right? With my patients. I'm saying this so I don't get shut down on social media. So what I do is I use a formula called Biozyme. These are plant-based multi-enzymes. What I do is I have my patients take 2 enzymes in the morning on an empty stomach, 2 enzymes with each meal, and 2 enzymes before they go to bed on an empty stomach. So you're going to take 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so like 8 enzymes a day, 2 in the morning on an empty stomach, 2 in the evening on an empty stomach. You're going to take 2 with each meal. You're going to have 2 meals a day. You're going to do that. You're going to do that for about 6 weeks. You're going to load up on that. You're going to get the detox formula because the liver needs opened up. You need the liver opened up, okay? The Detox Pro Plus opens up phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification. Put it in like your water or drink at least 12 to 14 ounces a day of yerba mate tea. Okay. I drink this stuff all day long. That'll open up your liver. Have 1,000 milligrams of, milk thistle once a day and do some liver pumping. Rose, get your fingers in your hand underneath your liver and your diaphragm right here and pump that thing. Like literally milk it. Like just get in and push that booger hard. If it's swollen, it's going to be tender. Push that bad boy, okay? You may get a headache while you're pushing it because liver headaches are common. It's one of the most common causes of headaches is a liver headache, okay? And you can push this in. You can hold it hard. Do that 2 or 3 times a day to milk it out. The liver's a sponge. Squeeze the crap out of that stuff. Now, if you're in my practice, if you're in my functional medicine practice, I'm going to give you once a week an IV of high-dose vitamin C, okay, B100, which is B1 through B12, and I'm going to load you up on an amino acid complex called MIC, methionine, inositol, and choline. There's 3 amino acids. We do in an IV. It opens up the liver and pushes the toxins out of your body. In fact, Rose, a lot of times when my patients get this IV, the last 30 seconds to a minute of that IV, they feel like they've had a shot of bourbon. Because it pushes all the toxins out of their liver. It now circulates throughout the bloodstream, and they feel it. They feel that stuff. So that's a good way. Start doing that, Rose, and then keep us posted. I know it's easy just to go, here, take this pill for your liver, but it doesn't work that way. I have to give you real solutions. That's why I suck at social media marketing. You never see me going, hey guys, take this B-vitamin Vegemin. It gets rid of all your hangnails and your earbuds and whatever. Because it just don't work that way. Like I give real solutions to people who have real problems every day, and I do this for a living, and I have a conscience. I can't just bullshit people because it's not real. Okay. All right. Vicky says, "Hey doc, my B12 level is 1300." All right, let's freaking go over this. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I think I do have a slide on this. I do. Well, okay. Not that one. Oh, wait. Not that one. By the way, hey, if you don't sleep, look at this, you guys. Take a freaking picture of this. Those of you that don't prioritize sleep, look at this. Did you know that if you don't get at least 5 hours of sleep at night, you're going to lose 15% of production of testosterone? You're going to have a 51% increase in cortisol stress hormones if you get less than 5 hours of sleep a night, 5 or less. That's going to make you insulin resistant. Okay. If you get less than 5 hours of sleep a night, you're going to have 28% increase in ghrelin. That is the hunger hormone. It will make you hungry. Okay. If you don't get 5 hours, you're going to have 18% less in leptin. That makes you feel full. You're going to have a 20% less in insulin sensitivity. You're going to get diabetes if you don't get this kind of sleep, and you lose 19% of muscle synthesis. Let me find the one I want you to see because I know I got one on B vitamins. Oh my goodness, that's not it. You guys I'm showing you all my little secrets here. Look at all this stuff here. Oh my gosh, here we go. Where's the B vitamin one? Oh, by the way, if you don't get enough B12, okay, if you don't get enough B12, your nerves demyelinate and your brain demyelinates. There's one here. Maybe I didn't put it in here. If you don't have enough B12, your liver's jacked up. What else about B12? Calcium blocks, iron absorption, magnesium chelate. Gosh, I know I got it in here for you. Coffee, if you drink coffee and tea, it cuts your iron absorption by 90%. No good. Copper deficiency causes anemia. Where is the MMA test? Gersh darn it. All right, let me help you with this question, Anne. All right, let me do this again. Let me do it the old-fashioned way. So there's 2 main tests for B vitamins, okay? And B12 test on blood is not a good test. Your doctor's running a serum B12. There's a test called an MMA test, okay? So when you look at your serum B12, I want your serum B12 that is a water-soluble vitamin, okay? I want it above 1100, Okay. In fact, I tell my patients I want it above 1800. Okay. Because you're not toxic on that. What you're seeing is it says high. Serum B12 is not a good blood test. Okay. I run a serum B12. Serum B12 tells me how much gas is in the tank. Okay. And having too much of that's not a problem. Your liver and body will clear it out. It's water soluble, no big deal. That's zero issues, like zero, zilch, nada. Round it up, it's still not a problem. You got to do another blood test called an MMA test. And the MMA test is methylmalonic acid. Methylmalonic acid, okay? Methylmalonic acid test, MMA test. That's the gold standard. The gold standard of that test, that tells you how your B12 is being synthesized and used. So I run a serum B12. Okay, let me pull your question back up here. I run a serum B12 on all my patients to see how much gas is in the tank. And I want the tank filled up. I want that thing filled up, 1,100, 1,200, 1,800 or more. But I want to see the MMA test. The MMA test, the methylmalonic acid, MMA. That's the gold standard for B12. Okay, so let me just tell you something. There's nothing wrong with the serum levels of a 1,300. If your doctor tells you it's high, then lovingly just know that doctor is horseshit. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, but it's just real. Okay, that's just the real. Okay, the cell signal has 900 micrograms a day. There's nothing wrong with that, Vicky. There's nothing wrong with your B12. Check your MMA test. If your doctor's really looking at your B vitamin levels for utilization, they better be looking at your MMA test as well. Okay. Let me spell it because I can't spell for where the darn. Methylmalonic acid, METHYLMALONIC, methylmalonic acid. Okay. That's what you need to do. Okay. Okay. Donda says, hey, Doc, good to see you, by the way, Donda in Virginia. Going to do my liver cleanse this weekend. Atta girl, you're doing the gallbladder cleanse with it, right? Hope I do it right. I'll get back to you on Monday. I've got blood work. Hey, take some pictures of the gallstones that come out of your body, okay? What she's talking about is it's Dr. Hilda Clark's detox protocol for the gallbladder. Let me tell you what's in that. So let me pull this up. Let me see if I can find Gamma that I've got. So we've got presentations, and I've got let me see, liver cleanse. I've got liver gallbladder. We've got, there we go. Gallbladder reset. Okay, this should be it right here. Let me see if I can find the part where we've got over 200 different protocols. My team's working on putting them into our AI system, and that way you guys can have access to it. That way you guys can go on our site for like $4 a month. Because, man, I'm telling you, it's like ridiculously tens of thousands of dollars a month to have a storage for all this stuff. So I'm going to get you guys set up with access to it so you can literally have any protocol that you want. It's going to be like $4 a month. It's like a no-brainer. And you'll basically have access to everything I talk about in a written form. Let me see if I can find, nope, that's the wrong one. Give me 1 second, Donda. I'll show you the liver gallbladder detox, okay, if I can find it. I know I've got it. My team's working on putting, there we go, liver, insulin, metabolic control, liver, there it is. Liver cleanse. Liver cleanse. Is this one it? I think I just pulled this one up. Sorry, I'm a really good doctor, but I really am not the best at customer service or at tech. Okay, cool. Here it is. So, all right, here's what we do. So, by the way, for the liver, there's a lot of enzymes and things that are good. Let's talk about the actual detox protocol for this. There's the pillars. There's the cleanup. Golly. All right, well, let me just do this. Let's do it this way. All right. Here, I'll pull it up on my phone because I know how to do it there. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. The stones, okay, the stones that people are passing, and yes, they are gallstones, but it also does have, you know, bile and all that kind of stuff. So what you're going to do, Donna, you're going to get, let me just play you. So what's the protocol to follow is what you want to know. All right, so use the detox protocol that we gave you. There we go. There we go. All right, so here's how you do the gallbladder flesh component. So you can use either, okay, you're going to need 8 ounces of organic, so 8 ounces of pure cold pressed organic olive oil. Okay, you're going to need about 6 to 8 ounces of either grapefruit juice. I like grapefruit juice, or you can use lemon juice, or use the protocol that I sent you. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a couple ounces shots of that before you go to bed with some Epsom salt, and then you're going to have all kinds of gallstones coming out of your system. So follow that protocol that I sent you, and you'll do great. Take pictures, and we'll take a look at it. Okay. You guys are crazy. Anybody know what she means about the Gila Monster injections? I do. Hey, Darlene from South Carolina. Hope you're doing well. Okay, I got a couple other questions in here that I probably won't answer publicly because they're a little bit. I'll answer some of these questions privately you guys have, because some of them are pretty freaking pretty powerful. Hey, Katie, what's up, girl? Hope you're doing well. I look forward to getting with you soon, by the way. She says, what's the difference between ox bile salt and Baja mineral salt? Okay, so ox bile salt is a it's a bile salt. It's a supplement that helps. It's the biliary compounds inside your body. Hold on, sorry, I just got a text from one of my team members on this. Whoops. So the difference between ox bile salt and like Baja gold salt is like night and day. Okay. Just because it says salt doesn't mean it's the same thing. So just like the Morton's table salt is not the same thing as Baja gold salt. Morton's table salt is a synthetic form of salt that has sodium and chloride in it, and that's it. And they put some iodine in it as well, but it's not good for your body. Okay. It's not good for your body at all. Now, when we're talking about like Baja gold salt, that's salt that comes from the Sea of Cortez down in California. Okay. It's literally salt from the sea that's harvested. It's got 80 plus minerals in it and a bunch of other stuff. Now, sea salt, like Baja gold salt, is just real salt. It's a broad spectrum salt. Salts like Himalayan salt is called a rock salt. Okay. They're different. They're a lot harder to absorb. Sea salts are a lot easier to absorb. And then when you look at ox bile salt, it's a supplement that's based off of what the liver needs to make the right bile so it cleans out and gets thin. There's a whole big difference in there, okay? So ox bile salt's a supplement made from bovine bile. It comes from the bile of a cow, all right? So it's called bile salt because it's little crystals, but it's not really salt. It's totally different. Great question, though, okay? The question that I've got now is, what are good sources of healthy fats other than avocados and coconut oil? Well, there's a lot of them. So MCT oil is great. Eggs are phenomenal. Don't be scared of organic grass-fed beef. The fat in there is great for you as well. Like salmon and eggs, and but wild caught, not farmed. Vitamin A, D, E, and K are all really good sources of fat. Omega-3 fish oils, sardines. Man, sardines are so good for you. Sardines and herring and those kinds of things. Most nuts are good. I'm a fan of walnuts. Macadamia nuts are okay. Some nuts have omega-6s in them, so you got to watch out for those. But extra virgin olive oil is a game changer. I mean, I think everybody should be having organic extra virgin olive oil every day. I'm a big fan of butter, so ghee butters as well. By the way, dark chocolates are a really good source of good fats for your body. But stay away from like vegetable oils, seed oils, corn oils, canola oils, soybean oils, any hydrogenated fats, like, you guys remember what was like, not margarine, horrible for you. Anything that says, I can't believe it's not butter, horrible for you. That's crazy. Okay. That's crazy fat. So those are good sources of fats as well that you can have. Animal fats are good. Fish fats are good. Olive oils, extra virgin olive oils, MCT, coconut oil, hemp oil, eggs, and more eggs, you guys. Unless you have a really bad adverse reaction, an allergen to eggs, you should be eating eggs like religiously and consistently. Eggs are like little mini multivitamins, man. They're so freaking good for your body. Okay. Great question. All right. Great question, Marnie. Guys, put your questions in there. Okay. I'll hook you guys up with the answers. All right. Let's go to, hey, you know what, Janice? Thank you for saying that. That, you know what, that means so much. You have no idea how much that means. I appreciate this comment. Okay. Janice says, hey, I want you to know what a blessing you are to so many of us. Thank you. Like, I really mean that. And it's important. I'm a words of affirmation guy and a physical touch guy. You guys know the love languages. If you don't know the love languages, you need to learn the love languages, because like, how do you communicate with yourself or other people if you don't know what language they speak or what language you speak? My love language is physical touch and words of affirmation. My wife knows if she pats me on the head and says, you're a good boy, thank you for doing what you do, my battery's filled up and I'm going to keep going. Because, man, we give. I've been giving since 5 o'clock this morning. I gave all day to patients. I'm giving all night tonight, and I'm going to rinse and repeat and do the darn thing again tomorrow. And I've been doing this for 20 years. So, Janice, thank you just for acknowledging that. I appreciate that more than you know, okay? Thank you so much, okay? Let's see. Susan says, hey, Doc, I've been trying for a long while now to subscribe. I don't know what that means. Does that mean to my emails? Because now we have it. By the way, we couldn't send emails out for like 3 years. You want to know why? Because anything that had my name on it that was to Google or Meta or any of these other social media platforms, it was flagged. It was flagged because what I went through with the government and the corrupt system, which, by the way, I won my cases, and now everybody knows that what happened during COVID is BS, and they tried to ostracize and ridicule me because I was right and saved the lives of at least 11,000 people that we documentedly know about, and I didn't do it. They saved their own lives. I just showed them what to do. So now now you can get our emails, and when you order from BioLimitless, you should immediately get an email that says that you've got an order and it's on its way, and you should also have a tracking number. Okay. So all that should be there. And if you don't, email my team. Okay. You can email them at support at biolimitless.com. Somebody do me a favor, write down on the bottom, support at biolimitless.com. That's where you can email my team. Usually within 48 hours, usually they respond to you. I know that I think they're redoing a server right now. There's so much that they're doing. My team's great. They're doing the best they can to keep up with me. Not everybody goes as hard as I do. In fact, what was funny was my team's building a advanced AI for me, and they're like, we can't even build an AI that'll keep up with Dr. Eric. So anyway, Susan, give me some more details on what you're talking about, and I'll see if I can address it. But email my team. You can go to BioLimitless. So support at biolimitless.com. Megan says, what are your thoughts on creatine? Does it increase strength, promote health? Man, I'm a huge fan of creatine. Did you know that creatine, Megan, is one of the most energetically taxing processes for your body to take protein you eat, to break it down, synthesize it, to make creatine, and to use it for your brain, your body, and your cells. Creatine's huge. Yes, it can increase strength. Yes, it can increase muscle adaptation. It's better for the brain and hormones than it is even for muscles, but everybody should be supplementing creatine, okay? Because it's a byproduct of protein metabolism that you're not getting very well in your system. So yes, I'm a huge fan of creatine. And yes, it does. Well, it gives you the potential to have more strength. You still got to put in the work to do it. Just that's what sucks about being a human. Nothing is free. You either have to work for it or pay for it, or both. Okay. But yes, it does. 100% it does. No question. Okay. Donna says, hey, they just diagnosed my son who's 11 with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. He's extremely double jointed. No, he's super flexible and he's got a ligament laxity in there. We had to have his heart checked as well. Yeah, because they look for Marfan syndrome and other connective tissue issues. So Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is super more common than you think. It's a connective tissue issue. The key is you got to teach your son. You probably have other people in your family that have this. You have to teach your son the importance of protein in his diet, the importance of minerals in his diet. Like these are non-negotiables for Ehlers-Danlos people. They have to be taking a multi-mineral every day. Like I put every Ehlers-Danlos patient on the detox formula. I put every Ehlers-Danlos patient on, do I have any down here? I don't have any with me, but I put them on magnesium. Magnesium is so important to Ehlers-Danlos patients. You have to educate Ehlers-Danlos patients, people, on the importance of exercise. As long as you keep your muscles strong, you're not going to have any issues with Ehlers-Danlos. And I'll just tell you something as well. Ehlers-Danlos has a lot to do with the fascia in the body. The fascia is like an antenna. And a lot of times, do you know what hypersensitive people are? Hyper emotionally sensitive. People who can pick up on like energies and feelings of other people. Like that's a real thing, by the way. Most people have Ehlers-Danlos have that. Okay. So a lot of times there's some emotional things that go with Ehlers-Danlos because how do I say this? They're very sensitive and special people. So Ehlers-Danlos is awesome. As long as you know how to take care of it. It's not that big of a deal, but you got to get the minerals, you got to get the protein, you got to get exercise. Strength training is a non-negotiable. Okay. Brian says, hey, I got Agent Orange poisoning. By the way, just so you know, Agent Orange poisoning is almost the exact same as glyphosate poisoning that we see today. I mean, that's what they sprayed on all the what do you want to call it? The jungle, I guess, to kill everything. They put this poison on there to kill off the foliage. It's the exact same thing that Roundup does, which is glyphosate, which is in your body. It's in your food. 90% of the world's population on urine tests has glyphosate or glyphosate in their system. We have protocols that pull this out of the body. That is one of the many reasons why I made the Detox Pro Plus formula. And that's also why, Brian, we put a specific type of bacteria in the Master Microbiotics formula that helps eat those toxins up in your system. I take care of a lot of veterans, a lot of them. Okay. One of my main practices is very close to the main VA system here in St. Louis. And we do a lot of work with the VA, a lot with the VA. And we have here in St. Louis, like where I live, I don't live too far from the biggest uranium dump in Missouri. That's crazy, right? We've got a place in North County called Coldwater Creek that they did a Netflix special on. So we had to figure out how to help people get rid of all that stuff because Melancrot used to be in my backyard here. And Monsanto is just north of us where glyphosate was originally made. I'm in the heartland of heart disease and cancer, okay? Between us and Iowa. You guys know Iowa is the #1 state for cancer on the planet because they have more crop poisoning than anything. So God bless you for your service, Brian. And there's a whole lot that could potentially be done to help you, okay? A whole lot they can, okay? Hey, Judy from Indiana, hope you're doing well. Marlena says, I was told that metformin was going to help my kidneys several years ago. But then 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I was told I've got stage 4 kidney disease. It took me off metformin, and in my mind, I think the residual chemical, metformin, let me tell you something. You're way better off taking berberine, and I like a formula called Berbacore. Berbacore, you can find it on shop.stlwellness.com. Berbacore. It's 5 times stronger than berberine. Berberine is natural metformin. If you take berberine, and I like Berbacore, with each meal, it lowers your blood sugars. And some people's, it lowers their blood sugars by 20 to 30 points. That's huge, okay? So that knocks down insulin resistance, which then helps the whole cascade of everything. So, Marlena, whenever your kidneys get filled with sugar and your insulin's too high, that throws off, insulin's a hormone that throws off the hormones of your kidney. Okay, the kidney is regulated and blood pressure is regulated and kidney metabolism is regulated by hormones, and insulin regulates that. Listen, every kidney disease patient I see, you got to put them on a medium protein diet, not a high or low, but medium protein diet. So 60, 70 grams a day of protein. They must, with a capital M, they must take a plant-based multi-enzyme with their meals. Because carbs and proteins are not breaking down enough to get through your kidneys. Your kidneys are a filter. They're getting clogged with proteins, clogged with carbohydrates. So they're really clogged with uric acid and with oxalates, which are byproducts of carbohydrates and byproducts of protein metabolism issues. Okay, so that's a big deal there. The second thing that we do is we got to get their insulin under control, okay? And I do that through a reset program that we use. It's called Reset. It's what a lot of these folks on here were doing. It's a 45-day reset program. You go to our website, look up 45 Easy Reset, use the Cell Signal, use the Detox Pro Plus, go get the triple stack. That's really where you should start. And then there's a couple other things that you can do in that triple stack that can help. We've helped reverse a lot of stage 3 and stage 4 kidney dysfunction and disease. And your kidney doctors will tell you it's not possible. That's because they don't have the tools to do it. That's what really irks me, is when doctors say, you can't do that. What they should say is, well, I don't know how to do it. But like we see it done all the time. Like type 2 diabetes is easy to reverse. Type 1 is easy to put into the hormone phase or to the honeymoon phase. Blood pressure is easily controlled without medications. Insulin resistance can be reversed within 90 days, sometimes sooner. We can get rid of chronic pain within 90 days, sometimes sooner. Like we can do all those things without drugs. But doctors are so arrogant that they go, well, there's no way to do that. Just because you don't know there's no way to do it, Joker, doesn't mean it can't be done. Like, I don't know how to fly an airplane, but that don't mean there's not millions of airplanes flying in the sky right now. My God, they brainwash these poor doctors. Anyway, Marlene, get a hold of me and I'll show you what to do with this stuff, okay? Yes, Tammy, my Biozyme is my Digest Formula 2.0. So I put all of the things in my Digest into the Biozyme, but I made it more absorbable. I mean, it's almost identical. And that formula is bad to the bone. You guys, I'm telling you, there's two things that people are not talking enough about right now. Number one is the health of your gut microbiome and the importance of gut bacteria. It's because it's not sexy. Nobody wants to talk about things that aren't sexy. Peptides are sexy right now, right? But listen, the microbiome is way more important than your peptides, okay? And the same thing is true with digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes, everybody over the age of 30 is low with enzymes. If you're over the age of 30 and you're not taking a plant-based enzyme with your meal, there is no way, and you know what, you can absorb your nutrients, break down your stuff, and you're going to have excess byproducts of digestive waste plugging up your liver, plugging up your kidneys, plugging up your intestines, staying in the intestinal tract, causing digestive leukocytosis, leading to chronic inflammation, which then leads to autoimmune issues. That's the cascade, you guys. That is the freaking cascade, all right? Awesome freaking question. Hey, Steph, great to see you down in Springfield, Missouri. Hope you're well. Nancy, great to see you as always. Let's see. Awesome. Okay, Gail. Gail wants to talk about ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, okay? Now, let me tell you something about Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a demyelinization issue. There's a lot of things you can do to slow it. I've had a lot of patients that we've been usually I see people after years after they've been diagnosed, their body is so disconnected that it's so blocked that it's difficult to reverse. But let me tell you something, Gail, magnesium has been a game changer for my patients with this. Look, go do this. Anybody you know has got ALS, there's a lot that needs to be done. You got to keep their body moving. They got to exercise. They got to stay strong. They need a ketogenic, high-protein diet. They need to take an enzyme with each meal. They need something to keep their metabolism and mitochondria going. That's why I put all my ALS patients on that cell signal formula, because that cell signal's got to stay turned up. And then magnesium. I typically do 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate 3 times a day with my ALS patients, because they need that magnesium to keep the muscles sparked and their nerves going. And then, man, at least once, if not twice a week, I have my patients take a bath, a deep bath in Epsom salt. Epsom salt is like 90% magnesium, okay? I think it's magnesium stearate is the type of magnesium it is. And I have them put about 3 pounds of magnesium, Gail, in a hot bathtub. Okay. And I have them soak. That water's so hot, not so hot they can't get in it. It doesn't scald them, but it's hot enough to where you're like, ooh, that's some hot water. Get used to it. Get in there and soak for like 30 minutes. Okay. They might need a little snack because that hot of water and that much magnesium sometimes can lower the blood sugar. But man, the next day their muscles and body feels like, wow, there's something good going on. And then listen, I don't recommend a lot of caffeine for people, but a little low dose caffeine, like some yerba mate tea or a couple other low dose caffeines are good because they need that spark in their body. There's a lot of other stuff I can talk to you about with ALS, but yeah. All right. Sherry says, hey, Doc, can you explain the changes? Hold on. I'm getting a call here. Let me see. She says, hey, Doc, can you explain the changes in the cholesterol guidelines that have been made in the year 2026? So yeah, let's talk about it. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you this, Sherry. Listen, from 1980, normal cholesterol was 300. Okay. So they changed it in 1990s. They wanted it to be now below 250. Okay. So from 300 to 250, from 1980 to 1990, it dropped 50 points, but heart disease still went up. Okay. From 1990s to 2000s, they dropped it down to 200. Okay. But cholesterol, so cholesterol dropped the level they wanted, but heart disease and deaths went up. And now they dropped it again. They want it to be below, well below 200. In fact, they want your LDL to be below 70, which is nuts. That is so nuts. Okay. They want your total cholesterol to be below 190, which is nuts as well. And your doctor, if he sees a cholesterol of 202, like I had a patient crying in my office today because her doctor told her cholesterol at 202 was too high. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was high because her HDL was 90. That's because she eats the healthiest of any of this cardiologist doctor's patients. Her EKG was good. Her heart rate, rhythm, amplitude, everything is fantastic. Blood sugar is perfect. Amazing. She's 70 years old. Her cholesterol is 202 and her doctor's like, you got to get on a statin. You're going to die. That's quackery. That's wrong. So what do you want to know about the guidelines? They changed the guidelines so they can prescribe more medications. That's the answer. That's the answer. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I can explain more if you want, and here's what we do know. We do know unequivocally, we do know that if you take a statin drug to lower cholesterol, yes, it can prolong your life by a couple days. That's what the data shows. And we do know that if you've had a heart attack and you take a statin, it can reduce the risk of a heart attack by 2%. That's a fact, okay? I'm happy to answer anything else you want with it, but Sherry, that's all I need to know, okay? Because I want to know, why is cholesterol high in the first place? I'm not in the business of managing your cholesterol. I'm in the business of finding out why the check engine light of your cholesterol goes up so we can look at your cholesterol. Because remember, total cholesterol means nothing. Okay. I want to know your HDL, LDL. I want to know your APO genes. I want to know your LPA gene, your LPA levels. I want to know your triglyceride to HDL ratio. I want to know HDL to LDL ratio. Those are things that matter to me. Okay. Those are the things we can check out. Okay. You guys still hearing me? Okay. Give me a thumbs up. You guys can see me or hear me still. Some of you guys are saying you're having trouble hearing me. Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool. Chris says, Dr. Eric, you were on fire earlier today. People need to hear the truth. They do need to hear the truth. But Chris, you know what's crazy? When we start talking about the truth, we get I already got kicked off of TikTok today. I literally have never been active on TikTok. I did my first TikTok video and I literally violated the community standards of telling people the truth. I didn't cuss. I mean, is the word ass a cuss word? I mean, it's an actual noun of a freaking animal. Dumb means that you're dumb. If you're a dumb ass, I'm calling you a dumb animal. What's wrong with that? People are dumbasses and they need to hear it. We need to be able to bring back common sense conversations of calling people the loving, joking names that they are. I'm a Gen X person. I don't know what to tell you. What do they call it? A Gen Xer or a Gen Zennial? Or I just grew up in a small town in Central Illinois where common sense ruled the day, and we just called it what it was. We weren't racist. We weren't homophobic. We were just people being people, and that's what we should be able to talk about today. And if you like that, you're in the right place. If you don't like that, then it's not good, okay? It's not good. It's not good at all. Gail, yeah, have your friend come and see me, and I'm happy to talk to them. Listen, folks, I do got to get going, okay? Your current doctor, Brian says, current doctor says, no way I could lower cholesterol without shots in my stomach. What kind of shots are they going to give you? Repeat that. Brian, you need a new, you're in the VA. I think you're in the VA. That's a whole different world. You got to understand when doctors get paid by only what the insurance companies will allow you to prescribe, you're going to get drugs and surgery. Let me say that again. When doctors get paid, okay, the only way they can get paid by the insurance companies is to do what the insurance companies say for drugs and surgery. That's what they're going to do. I don't know why people get upset when they go to their doctors who live in that world and practice that way And I don't know why y'all get mad whenever they tell you that there's nothing that can be done to help you besides drugs and surgery, because that's the only way those doctors know how to get paid. That's the only way that those doctors can practice. And if they practice any way outside that, they're not going to get paid and they're going to lose their license. You know, going to a doctor, doctors don't know anything about health. Doctors don't know anything about health. Doctors don't know anything about health. A cardiologist doesn't know how to get you healthy. They know how to keep your heart from having a heart attack or managing your cholesterol. A surgeon doesn't know how to keep you healthy, but they're an expert at doing surgeries. An internist doesn't know how to get you healthy, but they know how to keep your symptoms of GI stuff under control. Someone who's a hematologist doesn't know how to get you healthy. They know how to manage your blood diseases. Someone who's a pain management doctor doesn't know how to get you healthy. They know how to manage your pain. There's a big difference, y'all. And you're confusing what I do with the healthcare world. Like, you understand that? I'm a self-care expert. I'm a root cause doctor. I use common sense and lifestyle changes and natural formulas and products to help you get to the root cause of your problems. You still got to do it. Your doctors don't know how to heal you because they're not trained for that. Like, we have amazing medicine in our world. Like miracles happen in hospitals every day. And I'm grateful for that. With the surgeries they do and the medicines they have to save your life. Medicine is like the fire department when your house is on fire. And when your house is on fire, you're going to call the fire department. They're going to kick your doors in. They're going to drench your house down with water. They're going to ruin half your stuff, but they're going to save your home from burning down. And you're going to be real grateful for that, aren't you? But like tomorrow, when your house isn't on fire anymore and the house is all jacked up, you going to call the fire department to fix it? No, you're going to call a carpenter. That's what we do. Okay. So it's a different business model. Listen, guys, I got to get going. It's been a long day. I got an amazing freaking day for you guys tomorrow. Amazing, amazing, amazing day tomorrow. We got a whole day full. Tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about insulin resistance a little bit more. We're going to have some common sense conversations about Teresa likes that. Joyce likes that. Julie likes that and can hear me. We're going to have some conversations in the morning about reducing pain, reducing inflammation, reducing insulin. We're going to give you some more conversational pieces, the map, the keys in the car, but you got to drive that thing. So tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, tell your friends, okay? We'll be there, and I hope you're there as well. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed tonight. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and get the notifications at biolimits.com. Go register. I got a bunch of free stuff there you can get. Our 45 Easy Reset program, at least the book to follow right now, is still currently free. You can get the Bio 30. It's a 30-day boot camp. So many people's lives have been changed by just following that, because we actually give you things to do instead of just going, here, take this pill or take this shot to fix your problem, because it doesn't work that way, folks. You got to remember, knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. So, guys, listen, I got to get going. I love and appreciate all of y'all. Please stay tuned because, folks, I'm telling you, the best is truly yet to come. Have an amazing day and be well. Take care, everybody.